Shot Shaw. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good, Mark. How are you, man? I'm good. Just finished up a good training session, man. Closing touches on training camp. Ready to rock and roll, man.
So you get the call. You originally were supposed to fight Guido Vianello, and in the co-feature bout. Then you get the call that I'm trying to think who was the Jaguar supposed to fight that got hurt.
Supposed to fight Oscar Rivas.
Oscar Rivas, who got hurt, and you were already on the card, and I guess you were the natural first call, and you took the fight. Tell us about the thought process and kind of starting to train for Guido, then looking towards the Jagba.
Yeah, man. I was in camp, getting ready for Guido Vianello, like you said, as the co-main event, and I guess I was, like you said, I was the first option. And I took the opportunity because I felt like Ajagba, he's a one-dimensional fighter. We know he's a puncher, but I consider myself a puncher as well. But I'm not just a one-dimensional guy that you can just consider just a puncher. I'm a boxer puncher or a puncher boxer. You know what I mean? I could do it all in there. You know what I mean? And I felt good. I felt great about the opportunity. You know what I mean? I didn't hesitate because, to be honest, I think that they didn't want me to fight Guido in the first place. You know what I mean? I think they would rather me fight Ajagba. You know what I mean? And I took the opportunity.
You're one of those guys who's kind of been at the top of the prospect list in terms of the heavyweight division for the last couple of years. Buying your time, you've been increasing your quality of opposition, and now Ajagba, who's a pretty big name in the heavyweight division, big puncher, has fought on some high profile cards. Is this how long have you been waiting for this kind of fight for you to kind of get you through the door to the next level?
Man, I've been waiting for some years now, man. I've been waiting for some years. You know what I mean? I never had that opportunity to really just be marketed on TV just to get the, masses familiar with who I am. But as boxing, then you heard of me, you know what I mean? And I feel like this is my coming out party, you know what I mean? And I'm ready to seize the moment against Ajagba. I feel like Ajagba, he's a former Olympian. Him and Guido actually fought in the same Olympics. You know what I mean? It's the same type of level of competition, I feel. You know what I mean? It's just that Ajagba is considered more of a puncher. But when you look at Guido Vianello's record, he's knocked out 9 of his 10 opponents. You know what I mean? You could definitely say that Ajagba has faced better competition than Guido. And, yeah, man.
Speaking of that, then it's a good segue. His last fight when he fought, or 2 fights ago when he fought Frank Sanchez and lost that fight. Sanchez, not trying to compare you guys, but you guys are similar where you guys both can do some, well-rounded things. Sanchez, he can punch and box just like yourself. Is that, kind of like a blueprint, for what you may be trying to do on Saturday night without giving too much away?
I mean, that's definitely, we can say that's definitely a blueprint on how to beat Ajagba because he has been defeated. There's no blueprint on how to beat me. So I feel like he's gonna come in there and just trying to land a big right hand, and I feel like that's a mistake because I'm not gonna let a one-handed fighter beat me. I got the skills to pay the bills, and I'm about to take him to school.
Do you see this fight as Sunday morning? On Sunday morning, are we gonna be saying I know obviously I know you're now co-promote with Top Rank and DeBella, and they're pushing Jared Anderson a lot. Are we going to be saying Sunday morning, yeah, they got Jared Anderson, but Stephan Shaw is right there with him as well? Is that kind of what the goal is for the water cooler talk to be on Sunday and Monday?
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely feel like that should be the talk. I feel like Jared, he hasn't fought anybody to the caliber of an Ajagba. You know what I mean? He's only fought I feel like his biggest win was against his last fight against Jerry Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Forrest isn't some Olympian. They're not putting him up against some punching, hard hitting Olympian. Guys with that kind of caliber behind them. So I definitely feel like that my name should be definitely in the talks. You know what I mean? And it should be in the, after beating the Jog, it should be in the talks to, cracking in the top 10 of the world. You know what I mean? Because when Frank Sanchez defeated Ajagba, he was catapulted to the top 10. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is a great opportunity for me for all of those very reasons.
That fight was a decision. You feel, especially if you get the stoppage victory, that your flag should be really planted in the top 10 because of what you said, because of what Sanchez do. If you look more impressive, you feel that you even should maybe replace Sanchez or leapfrog him.
Yes, all of the above, all of that, great, man. All of that sounds great, man. You know what I mean? My biggest thing is just to go out there, stay sharp. You know what I mean? Be poised about what I do, and be precise and be vicious. You know what I mean? And box smart. You know what I mean? And the true art of boxing is to hit and not get hit. To hit a guy, and to minimize the capabilities of him hitting you in return. It's not just to sit there chest to chest or nose to nose and go blow for blow. But I'm ready for it all. If I have to do that, then so be it. You know what I mean? I'm prepared for it all. You know what I mean? I've been knocking out guys in training camp, and I'm ready. And if the knockout presents itself Saturday night, I'm definitely going to take it.
I feel the new wave of heavyweight, it's a little bit underrated because obviously we got, Fury Usyk at the top and, a couple other guys. But, guys like yourself, we mentioned Jared, we mentioned Sanchez, maybe a Herjavec, and, some of the guys who are going to be that next wave of title contenders. Very underrated. You feel a lot of people, obviously, you're going to say yourself's underrated, but they kind of like that whole grouping of the guys who are shooting for those next title shots. You maybe ain't getting the ink that they deserve?
I feel like it's the whole entire heavyweight division is underrated. The heavyweight division is hot. They talk about all of the smaller fighters, but when you think about all of the guys that's in the top 10 of the heavyweight divisions, the heavyweight division is like 10 guys or 7 guys up under that's capable of being a world champions or world title contenders. You know what I mean? I feel like the whole entire heavyweight division is hot.
Real quick, I just want to go back. I was just thinking of another question, kind of back to one of my question. How quickly did it take you to say yes after the change came?
I said yes instantly. Yeah, I said yes instantly. I didn't hesitate. You know what I mean? I feel like, outside, I didn't get in this sport to be intimidated by no one, and I'm not intimidated by no one. I didn't grow up like that. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I put on my 2 shoes just like he puts on his 2 shoes. I'm going to die one day, and he's going to die one day. You know what I mean? So he's not nothing indestructible. You know what I mean? He can bleed, he can hurt, and he has been down more than once. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of unexpectancy. It's a lot of suspicion when it comes to Stephan Big Shot Shaw. And
I'm sorry.
A lot of people want to see it with a guy like Ajagba, but like you say, man, like I say, I'm definitely prepared. You know what I mean, to show the world who I am, and I'm looking to come out of that fight victorious and an impressive victory.
Couple more questions. Stephan Shaw, as you mentioned, co-promoted the Bella Entertainment Top Rank, managed by Split Team Management. I believe you're training out in the West Coast. I know you're from St. Louis. Has this been normal for you to go out west, or is this kind of something you? Okay, so you have had most of your camps out west.
Yeah, I've been having my training camps in San Diego. Before I was with the Bella, before I was with Split T, before I was with Top Rank, you know what I mean? I've been coming out to San Diego since 2015. You know what I mean? A lot of things have just transpired as far as getting on a regimen, a strength and conditioning regimen every day back home in St. Louis as like a certain type of maintenance program, and to, lose the baby fat that I had on me, you know what I mean, and chisel up and trim up to a full-fledged, contender, soon to be champion.
You're going from probably some of the greatest weather in the United States to Verona, New York, where can get pretty cold in January. I'm sure you're aware of that. So
Yeah, but like I say, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and it can
yeah, you get some of that. Yeah,
it can get to below zero. It can get to 10 degrees. You know what I mean? So I'm not afraid of no cold weather. You know what I mean? I got my skull cap on as we speak. I got coats. I'm ready. I just fought in New York, so you know what I mean? I'm no stranger to the cold weather.
you just made me hungry for a fish taco too. So they got
Ah,
yeah, all the time you spent out in San Diego. I'm sure you've had one or two in your day, right?
yeah, man. They have some great they have a bunch of great restaurants
Yes, they
out
do.
in
Yes, they
San Diego.
do.
San
I've
Diego is
been
a great facility, a great area to train in. You know, it's a great city to train in. And I'm in an Airbnb right now in Point Loma, not too far from my boxing gym. And I've been getting it in, man. I've been training great. I've had some sparring partners fly in, drive in, and I've been looking spectacular in the gym. So I can't wait to put it all together and be victorious Saturday night. Like I say, I got my family. I got family coming from St. Louis. I got family coming from, all over to watch me do my thing. So I can't disappoint, and I'm not going to disappoint. And I got my sons and my wife, my mother, my father. He's always with me. He's actually here with me, assisting me in my training camp. So I'm ready to rock and roll, Mark.
The little off topic question. You ever run into Canelo when you're in San Diego? See, he does all of his camps out there now.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually ran into Canelo when I was getting ready for the Jermaine Franklin fight. And me and Frank Sanchez, we actually boxed
Okay.
14 or 15 rounds. You know what I mean? And the and I think it was like 14 rounds. The first day we did about 6 rounds, and then the next day we did about 8 rounds. And I was pretty much doing what I wanted with him. You know what I mean? I remember around like the fourth, the fifth round. This is when Frank Sanchez was still with my man Canelo's trainer,
Reynoso.
Reynoso, Eddie. And he was with Eddie, and they asked, Canelo was there. Canelo was like, he's a good boxer. You know what I mean? And they was asking, how many rounds you guys gonna do? 6. My coach Bashir, he was like, we trying to get 8. And this was like in between one of the rounds, like the 5th round. And Canelo said, go 8 rounds. He needs this. Speaking to Frank, speaking about Frank, how Frank needed that work that I was giving him, because I was giving him some work, giving him that real good work.
What's that? What's that mean to you when Canelo is who he is? He's one of the great fighters of the past, our generation, and he gave you gives you. And I know it's very important when other fighters, give props to other fighters, but obviously he's at the top of the game, and you get the approval
I love
from the
Canelo.
top dog in the game.
Oh man, that was just that was a great moral victory.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That was just confirmation on who I know I am, on what I feel about myself, and just to hear, a great fighter as Canelo, say that and give me that praise. You know what I mean? I felt good about it. I felt very good about it.
Well, we'll let you go. Just one last thing. That's 2 last questions. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we let you go?
Tune in January 14th this Saturday, man. I'm ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Tune in and watch an ascending heavyweight, be victorious as myself, Stephan Big Shot Shaw, man. This is not going to be the last time y'all see me. You know what I mean? You're going to see a lot of me in the near future. And like I said before, I'm looking to become world champion soon and get an opportunity to fight the champions. But, first things first is Efe Ajagba. And like I say, tune in. All my people from St. Louis, tune in. And I appreciate all of the support. You can follow me at Big Shot Shaw on Twitter, at Big Shot Shaw on Instagram. And I fight for y'all, man. I fight for y'all enjoyment, but I fight to take care of my family and my children. And I'm not going to let nobody take any food out of my children's mouth. This is their future. Their future is relying on me, and I take this very serious. So, again, tune in.
We're going to see a new name in the contenders column Saturday night. Stephan Shaw, we wish you best of luck. We'll talk to you along the way.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.